everyone else can. So, talking about Techfest, it is Asia's largest science and technological fest with an annual footfall of over 1.75 lakh people and an online reach of over 5 million. The activities culminate in a large 3-day event in the campus of IIT Bombay, which attracts people from all over the world, including students, academia, corporates, and the general public. I'm Shubham Gupta, a sophomore in the chemical engineering department at IIT Bombay here, and I will be your host for today. So before we move ahead to the informative session, let's have a little bit of fun and revisit the official after movie of TechFest 2019-2020, an offline fest in all its glory. Now, for the next session, we have the engineering domain that has quite literally touched the sky when it comes to the scope in it. So let's take a soar into the aerospace engineering department as we move ahead. Joining us today is a Professor Rasikhar S. Pant. He is the Institute Technical Chairperson. We welcome you, sir, and would now request you to address the students. Handing over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very good evening. Greetings to all the students, especially those who are aspiring to come into IITs and more so IIT Bombay. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you my vision about aerospace engineering in general, and in particular about what to look for. Okay, just give me a minute till I get this thing working. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen. Just give me a heads up. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we are going to take a peek into a very fascinating and exciting field commonly known as aerospace engineering. I have been in this department for the last 32 years. And before that, I have been an aerospace engineering student at my undergraduate, postgraduate, and master's level. So, okay, it is said that flying is the second greatest thrill that is known to mankind. And the first thrill, of course, is to land. Because after all, we take off not with the intention of keeping up in the air, but we want to, at some point of time, also land safely. And that is why the entire ethos of aerospace engineering is driven by the requirement for safety in whatever we do, in everything that we do. Okay. First of all, there is a lot of confusion many people have between the words aviation and aerospace. So aviation is on your left-hand side. The airlines, the airports, the aircraft that fly, they all come under aviation. It could be defense aviation or civil aviation. And aerospace is the technology, the engineering, the science behind what makes it happen. And that is on your right-hand side. You will notice on the right-hand side, you might have guessed that this is actually the an engine of a modern transport aircraft, which has been opened up. The panels have been opened up for accessing the components for maintenance purposes. Another confusion exists between aeronautics and aerospace. So what is aeronautics? Basically, aeronautics or aerospace or aeronautical engineering mostly deals with atmospheric vehicles like aircraft, helicopters, and airships. These normally fly at altitudes below about 10 to 12 kilometers. So we call them as atmospheric vehicles. But when you go into aerospace, you include all these kinds of vehicles, and plus you bring in the space vehicles, which are the rockets, the missiles, and the spacecraft. So the spectrum of aerospace engineering varies from aircraft to spacecraft, with everything else in between. And we at Aerospace Engineering Department in IIT Bombay deal with all these systems. We deal with the design, analysis, and study of all these systems. Why should you consider taking aerospace? The most important and the most challenging aspect of aerospace engineering is that you always are at the cutting edge of technology. In general, all engineers always tend to be at the cutting edge of their fields, but for aerospace engineering, technology changes at a very, very rapid pace. And hence, you got to be in touch with what is happening not only in your country, but all over the world. Another aspect is that aerospace engineering, though deals only with aerospace vehicles, it actually encompasses all fields of technology. As I will show you in the few slides that follow, how we cover almost the entire network of technologies. In aerospace engineering, there is a challenge that you face in each segment of the life cycle, right from the conceptualization, design, analysis, fabrication, followed by testing, then integration, then flight testing, then support, upgradation, disposal, right from the conception to the death. We are involved with challenges in all aspects of aerospace engineering. And also, aerospace engineers do not necessarily limit their knowledge and their applications to only aircraft or spacecraft. There are many, many spin-offs. Okay. So here are some of the spin-offs which have come to us thanks to aerospace engineers. Whether it is the internet, whether it is the GPS, which we use for our navigation, whether it is CAD CAM, computer aided design and computer aided manufacturing, use of composites, use of 3D printing, all of these technologies have been brought into fore essentially by aerospace engineers to meet some of the technical challenges that they were facing while developing modern aerospace systems. Okay, and hence, in short, it's an absolutely fascinating field. And therefore, I always tell people that if you want to remain curious and excited and fascinated throughout your life journey, please pursue a career in aerospace engineering, because you will never have a dull moment. It's always exciting, it's always changing, it's always improving. I have borrowed some material from the NASA website to talk about the various spin-offs which are there due to aerospace engineering. Okay, so we'll spend some time very quickly on that. Okay, whether you look at IT, transportation, healthcare, medicine, environmental, agricultural resources, productivity of industry, public safety, or consumer, home, and recreation. All these aspects have been strongly affected by aerospace engineers and their contributions. For example, many of us know that there is a software called as Nastran, which is used for carrying out the structural analysis of various components and systems. In this figure, I am showing you some images from Wikipedia that shows the application of Nastran for rail vehicle analysis or analysis of bulldozer and other equipment for stress estimation. This particular technology, Nastran, has come from aerospace engineers. Then you have NVE, which is used for communication with various devices. And then there are OpenStack cloud operating system. All of these have been created by aerospace engineers to meet their requirements. Not only that, in our kitchen, we have remotely controlled ovens. These also have been developed by aerospace engineers. Health and medicine, there are several devices, several new facilities which have come due to the contribution of aerospace engineers. For example, thermometers in the ear using IR radiations, the famous LASIK eye surgery for correction, the cochlear implants for people who are disabled. Okay. Then you have artificial limbs. You have devices for assisting in the heart. You have LEDs in medicine, invisible braces for teeth, scratch-proof sunglasses, emergency blankets. Here we can see some protesters wearing them in case of any water or other sprays, and 3D food printing for the astronauts. All of these have come essentially from the realm of aerospace engineers. In transportation, we have aircraft anti-icing systems, which is a requirement for aerospace engineers, obviously, to keep their aircraft safe during ice operations. Highway safety, all the grooves that you see on the highways, they were first put on runways for avoiding the skidding of the aircraft. The radial tires in the cars that you see, they have been created basically by aerospace engineers for aircraft, and several chemical detection technologies also. Productivity, lubricants, powder metallurgy lubricants, improved safety of the mines, even food certification and gold plating. This technology was developed by NASA for the mirrors of the various space devices. the memory foam that you use for our beds, okay, the baby food that we see, the enriched baby food that we see, cordless vacuums that we use, freeze drying so that we can use it for a long time in space, swimsuits to improve the productivity of the swimmers. Okay, CMOS image sensor, which is a part of every mobile phone nowadays, air scrubbers to clean, and equipment to provide. You can see here Sunita Williams exercising in space using a special Bowflex iRed gym equipment, which has now come to the ground gyms also. Okay. These are lightweight gym equipment. Okay. In the building safety, we have seismic shock absorbers which are mounted on buildings which are prone to shocks. We have fire resistance enforcements on structures. We have demining devices which can detect and remove the mines, and even the video enhancement technology for improving the video resolution. You can see the image on the top and the image on the bottom. All of these have come from aerospace engineers. Finally, water purification, solar cells, water mapping, and GPS correction. The list is endless, and therefore I don't want to really delve into too much, but I would like to say that whenever aerospace engineers face a problem, they always apply their knowledge and try to solve it. And the spin-off of that is available for the general public. What are the benefits of aerospace engineering knowledge? Whatever be your core branch, you can have better and more exciting career prospects in your core branch. For example, let me now share with you some projections for the Indian civil aviation market. Okay. Our aviation market is the fastest growing market in the world with a 20% year-on-year growth. We have a large number of airports coming up in the country, and there are expected to be 100 more airports in the next 5 years. The aircraft fleet strength of Indian Airlines is going to increase by 1.5 times to nearly about 1,800, 600 aircraft. And the cargo traffic also, as we saw during the pandemic, is recording a year-on-year growth. Okay, so the aerospace industry, the Indian civil aviation market is booming. Looking at the manpower projections, in the year 2020, aerospace sector was giving direct jobs to approximately 4 lakh individuals, but the indirect job potential was 4 times more to 16 lakhs. Whereas if you look at the projections that we have in the next 5 years, the time by which you guys will graduate if you join a BTech program in our institute, the direct manpower requirement would be 10 lakhs and the indirect would be around 30 lakhs. So there are 30 lakhs jobs created because of the aerospace sector. If you look at the COVID-19 impact on various industries, you will notice that aviation, tourism, and hospitality were the 3 major industries which were the maximum affected. The least was agriculture and horticulture and healthcare and pharmaceuticals. Okay, we were the highest hit, but we have also led to new opportunities and technologies for growth in the sector. Okay, there has been a much larger use of automation. At airports, we are looking now at paperless and contactless travelers using biometrics and facial scan. There are new emerging job roles in the industry using the technologies like Internet of Aircraft Things and drones. There is also going to be a growth of air cargo, use of combination aircraft, that means half passenger, half cargo, or there will be passenger to freight aircraft conversions. And there is going to be increase in the demand of some job roles, which earlier were not very lucrative, but now there is going to be a huge demand for them. Okay, so therefore, one example of contactless boarding at Bangalore Airport, I'd like to talk about it later when I have time. I would like to just go ahead and talk about the most interesting and the largest emerging area in aerospace engineering, which is the drones. Drones, my friends, they are come in various sizes and shapes. They can be as small as a penny, as you can see on the top right, and they could be as large as a major aircraft. Okay, all of these fall under the area of unmanned aerial vehicles or drones. If you look at the Indian perspective of drones is actually very encouraging. They are considered to be the future of the aviation in the country. Okay. The UAV market in the country is expected to grow at a cumulative annual growth rate of 18%. And if you look at the money terms, it's going to cross approximately $1 billion. Okay. Right now, sadly, we top the world import of drones because our own industry has not yet been developed to that extent. But the way in which people are entering the startup business of drones and the way in which things are happening, it is very eminent that very soon we will be, bridging this particular gap. In fact, the government of India has taken a bold step and banned import of drones for recreational purposes and for any other non-specific purposes. So therefore, there is going to be a huge amount of demand now and opportunities also under the Atmanirbhar scheme of the government. Okay. Now, drones are categorized in India as per the DGCA guidelines based on the all-up weight. So from nano drones, which are around 250 grams or lower, to large drones, which are more than 150 kg, there are various categories. And separate set of rules are applicable for each category. For the nano and micro category, which is the domain in which most of the people will work when they are students or when they are startups, there is going to be a huge amount of concessions which have already been given by the government to encourage technological growth in these areas. The small, medium, large drones can actually be a safety hazard, and therefore there are a lot of restrictions on them. But on the lower side, we have managed to get concessions from the government. The applications of drones are so many that it is difficult to list them out. They are limited by only your imagination. Some of the applications are listed here, but this is not an exhaustive list. Whether it is agriculture, insurance, mining, energy, media, infrastructure, in all these aspects, drone-based applications are being very, very strongly observed in India. If you look at the drone subsector in the country, you have many opportunities. You have flight operations, manufacturing, design for new applications, development and testing. And according to me, the drone sector is going to be the main employment generation source for the engineers of tomorrow. The aerospace engineers of tomorrow will, very few of them are going to work in the conventional aircraft and helicopter and other sectors, rocket sectors. Bulk of the young students who pass out will be working in the drone sector. Okay. Let us look at some recent projects to give you an idea about the scale of operations in the country. Coal India has used drones to check illegal mining a couple of years ago. Okay. Then during the lockdown, there was a locust infestation in June, and anti-locust operations were carried out by drones using Rajasthan and UP. Then we are also using drones for surveillance in many COVID hit areas to ensure that people stay indoors. Indian Railway has launched a very massive project for mapping the entire domain using drones, using unmanned aerial systems or drones for short. Okay. Then they have a dedicated freight corridor of more than 3.3, 3,300 kilometers, and they are going to use drones for mapping the entire thing. Then there are some new projects which are upcoming. We are aware that Indian Oil is using drones for aerial surveillance of their pipelines as well as their installations. Survey of India has a very ambitious project called the Swamitva scheme. Basically, it means survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology in village areas. And for this also, they are going to use drones. In fact, the complete country is going to be mapped by drones so that there are no problems in getting the land records which are currently stored by the Patwaris. So we want to map more than 6.6 lakh villages. Then Maharashtra Transco will be using drones for power inspections and remote areas. So these are some of the, this is a glimpse of what is going to come. In short, I'd like to sum up and open up the floor for any discussion. This is a very interesting statement from Henry Ford. Remember that we are, as aerospace engineers, we always are ready to face the wind. We always take off against the wind and land against the wind rather than along with it. So we always stand out. Thank you for your attention. And I would love to open the floor for any questions. I saw that on the chat window, there are many, many comments. I don't know whether there are questions there or these are just questions like, should I join this or that? I'll be happy to take up questions regarding aerospace engineering in particular.
Thank you
So
so much,
floor is
sir.
open, friends.
Everyone can put their doubts in the comment section. So we have filtered out a few questions for you. Uh, First of them, like the most common asked one is, what are the opportunities for an aerospace engineer in India? Yes.
Well, I have just now spent 20 minutes telling you about the opportunities. I don't want to go the presentation all over again.
Exactly. So next one is, are IISM and IIES STs better for aerospace engineering if we are not able to get into IITs?
I don't know what is IISM, but IIST is very good. Indian Institute of Space Technology. It's an institute started by Department of Space, and that's a very good institute. But it is mainly meant for people who are interested to go into the space industry. If you are interested to a job in ISRO or space industry, then IIST Trivandrum is a very good place to aim for. They do have a program in aeronautical engineering, but the focus of IIST, because it is Department of Space organization, is more into the space sector.
Thank you, sir. We have another question. What does the aerospace engineering curriculum involves?
The curriculum of an aerospace engineering department generally has four basic subtopics. We study aerodynamics, structures, propulsion, and control, guidance and control. And we also study design, which is the culmination of all these subjects. So generally, you cover these topics.
Thank you, sir. We have this kind of a question. Sir, to have a better scope in aerospace, do we need to go to abroad just like the rocketry, the Navi effect, like it is shown in that movie?
No, not necessary. See, you should first explore the best available within the country before you step out of the country for anything else. Especially for the undergraduate level and even for the master's level, I do not see any reason or any need for anyone to think of going abroad and wasting foreign exchange. Okay, with only one exception. If you are getting a fully funded admission to any university, fully funded, no tuition fee and living expenses paid for, then I would say please go ahead and enjoy. But if you have to pay for it, then don't go abroad. Simple, very simple.
Very well said, sir.
There is a question about opportunities for aerospace engineers in the military. Yes, definitely. Both Army, Navy, and even Air Force, they admit aerospace engineers in their officers' cadre. And at the end of the third year, you can actually you can appear for the SSB interviews and then get selected and then be a commission. There is a question about research internship with a professor in the first year. I would say don't do that. Don't come to us in the first year, because in the first year you don't know anything about our field. So therefore, better after come for internship to us only from third year onwards. Okay. If you come to us in the first year, you are wasting your time. And also you're wasting our time.
So we have another question. How can we go into ISRO by pursuing aerospace engineering?
Yes, if you want to enter ISRO, the best thing you can do is to go to aim for IIST, because IIST they used to directly supply engineers to ISRO. Of course, there is no guarantee, but they say generally that the top 80-90 people, when they maintain a particular level of academic score, they are directly given jobs into ISRO. Now, I was told that from this year onwards, they have stopped probably. But still, if you want to work in ISRO, the best place to do your undergraduate education is IIST.
Thank you, sir. We have another question. What opportunities do I have post graduation?
Well, there are 4 IITs in India and IISc Bangalore, which are offering a postgraduate program, MTech as well as PhD. There are also some other institutes that is they are offering MTechs, but the top and the most established ones are the 4 IITs: Bombay, Madras, Kanpur, and Kharagpur, and of course IISc Bangalore, which is a pure postgraduate institute. Ayush Ratan wants to know about jobs offered by companies like Airbus. Yes, Airbus does come and take students. They may take them for either software role or for not necessarily the design role, but some people do end up in airspace for performance, for flight systems, etc. Yes. Rutvik wants to know about Gaganyaan mission. Will there be opportunity for aerospace engineers? Okay, there is a possibility. See, becoming an astronaut or becoming a cosmonaut is not a straightforward roadmap. Okay, more than to become a vyomnaut in space, you first have to learn flying. More than aerospace engineering, you should be a pilot. Okay, if you look at all the astronauts, one of the most common thing among them is they are pilots. They have very good flying skills, including Kalpana Chawla. Okay. So therefore, it is possible. Now, Lakshit wants to know, sir, can we go to NASA from IIT Bombay? Yes, there are many students of mine who are working in NASA. I'll be happy to introduce you to them if you are interested. But the road is not so straightforward. You cannot jump into IIT Bombay and then jump into NASA from there. You will have to undergo a master's and a PhD program mostly. Okay. But the answer is yes. There are people working in NASA who are our students. We are in touch with them. Okay, Divya Das wants to know what should an aerospace engineering student, what should 11th JE aspirant read? Don't worry about aerospace engineering when you're 11th JE. Study JE subjects. Man. Come to IIT Bombay and you will learn. You will learn aerospace engineering things, or come to any of the 4 IITs. Okay, so don't worry about learning aerospace fundamentals when you are in 11th standard. Should we pursue aerospace in BTech or MTech? It is up to you, Jayani. You could probably do, if you are focused, you could do a BTech in aerospace. Uh, and if you are not very sure about it, if you think it is too specialized, you could probably do a mechanical and then do your masters in aerospace. We have to give gate after aerospace. No. Unnati, if you are in IITs and if you are an undergraduate from IIT, if you do well in your 4 years, you can directly get admission to MTech without any gate. Don't worry. You have put in your efforts, get into IITs, and then MTech can be given automatically. Okay, you have to maintain a particular CPI, of course, but we have a special direct entry for IITians into MTech without gate. Rishi Mulay wants to know, is there a dual degree program in aerospace? Very much there. We were the first, IIT Bombay was the pioneer to start the dual degree program in aerospace. I remember 2009 or 8, that was the year when we started, and we are continuing with it. Anika wants to know if NASA recruits after BTech. No, NASA can only recruit American citizens. They cannot recruit foreigners. So they will not come to IIT Bombay or any IIT for recruitment. I've heard that for core jobs in aerospace, masters is necessary. Siddharth, you are right. You are very right. If you want a good core job in aerospace, then masters is the must. So you can do a dual degree in IITs where that is a master's. Is there any research in IIT Bombay, or we have to go to ESR or IISc? No, IIT Bombay is known for its research. So you can come to IIT Bombay. We work on so many research projects. Why is there so much difference between placement between CSC and other branches? That is only a matter of what you feel is meant by placement. Okay. Masters is a must in any core branches. No, it's not a must, but it is desirable. If you want to get a good job in aerospace sector, masters will be definitely helpful. If I were to pursue a major in aerospace and minor in CSE, how would that help me in job? Yes, that would be a fantastic combination because there are many IT related problems and challenges in aerospace, as I mentioned to you. So if you have a background in CSE as well as aerospace, you would be a very beautiful fit for many of the jobs.
So we have a few more questions from our YouTube live session as well.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Someone is asking, sir, I'm not very good in maths. How should a person be in mathematics to pursue aerospace engineering?
No, I'm sorry. If you are not good in maths, you will face tough time in aerospace engineering because aerospace engineering, what we do is we do a lot of modeling and simulation. And for that, you have to understand the system and also its mathematical counterpart. So you have to be good in, but don't worry, you will be doing 4 or 5 courses in mathematics when you come to an IIT. So we will ensure that you know enough maths to do aerospace engineering. Don't worry. If you clear JE, then that you have enough. You have enough knowledge. You don't have to worry about more than that.
Exactly.
Okay, because aerospace engineering is basically applied maths. Jay Santosh says, why is aero so underrated in India? That's only a perception. I don't think so. I don't think it is underrated. People don't know about it. Okay. Anika wants to know what is the path to ISRO. ISRO will not recruit people directly from campuses. They either take people from IIST or they bring out an ad in the newspaper and people apply for it. They don't come to the campuses because it's a government establishment. They have their own constraints in employing. So they follow a standard procedure. Either they take people by newspaper advertisements and there anybody can apply with a qualification.
So I have another question.
Prithvi wants to know. Okay, maybe you ask the question because I can read them,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
it's
would
great, sir.
begin.
Please, yeah, you can go ahead. Like we have just a couple of questions from YouTube Live actually, so we are reading them to you.
Yeah,
One
so
is
go ahead. Why don't you read?
difference between the corporate opportunities and research at universities in the kind of work I will do if I pursue aerospace engineering.
See, there are very few corporate jobs in aerospace engineering sector in the country. Okay, let us understand that corporate jobs are mostly into the topics of consulting or in the areas of IT or in the areas of product development, etc. But we do not have that kind of infrastructure. All our aerospace industry currently is controlled by the government sector. Yes, there are many private companies coming up, but they are so few and they will not hire fresh people that much. They will hire mostly the experienced people. Okay. So currently, for freshers like you have to worry about your first job. And for that, you will not be able to get into corporate sector if you work into aerospace sector. One very important question, sir. Aero branch is worth in IIT or NIT? Without any doubt, I would say you prefer any IIT compared to NIT. Don't worry about branches at such a young level. It doesn't matter. See, when you come to an IIT, you have so much of freedom, so much of flexibility. You can do a minor in aero. You can do you can do a dual degree. You can get directly into MTech later on. You can convert your MTech into PhD. So go to a place which offers student friendly facilities and opportunities. Don't go to places which are tight jacketed with restrictions. So go to any IIT. Don't go for branches at undergraduate level. Please go for the institute. Okay, so there is a question which says IIT chemical, how can I make aerospace later? Yeah, see, even with the chemical engineering, you can work into the propulsion system of rockets and missiles. Okay. Yeah. So Sharvin Joshi says, should we prefer IITs over branch? 100%. Prefer an IIT. Branch doesn't matter. See, I told you so many things are done by aerospace engineers which are not related to aircraft. Why do you bother? Why do you bother about this? Go to an IIT. The path to DRDO also is very straightforward. DRDO also hires people by based on interview. They ask you to give a gate examination, get a good score in gate, and then okay, B. Mani Krishna has a very strange question that IITs provide only aerospace program but not aeronautical. He's confused that aeronautical is a subset of aerospace. So if we have aerospace, we automatically have aeronautical. Okay, because aeronautical is a small part of aerospace. So that's not a good question, not a correct question. Okay, maybe we can go to the YouTube questions now.
Yeah, sir. We have a question. Can a person cover major topics of aerospace while pursuing mechanical engineering? How much similar these departments are?
Aerospace engineering is basically a sister of mechanical or an application of mechanical engineering. Okay, it's a specialized branch of mechanical. So I would encourage if you are getting into mechanical engineering, go for mechanical engineering first. Be a good mechanical engineer and then specialize in aerospace at a master's level. I would definitely recommend that path. Okay, if it is available. Okay. Anika says, then why worry about the branch? That is the problem, Anika. There are students like you who are branch crazy. I saw one question to the previous speaker. Should I go to NIT so-and-so for chemical or should I go to IIT? Don't think about branches. Okay. Lakshit, what are the campus placement for BTech in aerospace? Lakshit, none of my students are unemployed. Okay. So don't worry. They will all be drawing a salary more than my salary. 100%. So there is no problem at all. Okay, if you want to get into Boeing and Airbus directly after BTech, then may be a problem because Boeing Airbus will have only few seats. But if you want a job, there's no problem. Okay, there is one student who says that he's interested in remotely controlled planes, etc., etc. Oh, then the best place for you is aerospace. You enjoy your degree along with your this one. Avionics is a part of curriculum. Yes, avionics is a part of guidance and control. Yes, so it is a part of avionics. Do I have a BTech degree in different department other than aerospace? Can I do? Yes, yes, yes. You can do masters in aerospace if you have a degree in mechanical, electrical, civil, or aero. Okay, absolutely no problem. Okay, Diya Das wants to know about qualities that, okay, do companies like Airbus, Boeing offer jobs to India or basically USA? They do offer jobs. Boeing, Airbus, all of them have their own offices in India now. Bangalore has an office of Airbus and Boeing, and our students are already there. So they do offer. I have given JE and will be getting some other branch, industrial engineering, environmental engineering, but I'm interested in aerospace and AI. Join whatever department you want and then take a minor in aerospace. You will meet me also in the class if you come to IIT Bombay. Dual degree for aerospace offered in every IIT, mostly in all IITs, mostly in all the 4 IITs. Yeah, as far as I know. Air Force, Navy also. Very good question. Siddharth Singh says IIT Kanpur has an airstrip. Does IIT Bombay have one? So Siddharth, we are going to build a center of excellence for drone in IIT Bombay. Government of India has approved it already. And we are going to build a small drone port with a small drone airstrip. So in near future, you will see a small airstrip in IIT Bombay also. Never take a drop. Never take a drop. There is a student who says, Jay Santosh, I want to take a drop for IIT Bombay. Look, taking a drop is a very big risk. Okay, you may perform worse than the previous year when you take a drop. So don't take a drop. I think we should get out of this mindset that I will do better next time. I don't recommend anyone taking a drop. Do whatever best you have. Companies like Tesla and SpaceX recruit engineers not directly but indirectly. See, Sharvin, if you are a brilliant student, if you do internships in many companies, and if you have some skills which they need, they don't worry. They will find a way to get you. So it should not be a problem. Okay, anything from YouTube?
No, sir. I guess people on YouTube are
Companies like Tesla and SpaceX recruit engineers. Okay, RT Gamer says if getting core in NIT or IIT CST, can you say what is good? Are Baba. NIT or IIT. Now this is going into some other domain. I don't want to comment between NITs and IIT. I am not qualified to comment on that. Unfortunately, I don't know much about triple ITs. I only know about double ITs. What if we didn't even qualify for JEE Advanced? Well, maybe. Okay, why should we prefer IITs over its branches? IITs should be preferred because of the IIT culture, because you will be known as an IITian throughout your life, because you will get such good batchmates who will be your friends for whole life, and they will help you throughout your career. They will mentor, they will support you. So the strongest point of IIT is networking with brightest people in the country who come together for the duration of their stay. So that itself is worth being in an IIT. Forget about the academics, forget about the scores. Being in the company of people who will ultimately become CEOs of other companies is what should make you aim to come to IIT. What if you didn't qualify for JEE first time? If you have the guts, try again. JEE Advanced, maybe you can try one more time. Any IIT 23? Yes, any IIT is better than, because you see, your career after completing graduation will be for after 30, 40 years. And in 30 years, all the IITs will be getting very good names. Okay. So you don't have to worry about new IIT or old IIT. There's a question about cutoff for aerospace in IIT Bombay. I think the cutoff is less than 1,600, I think. That is where aerospace normally stops. Bits and top IITs be compared. I would prefer IIT. What differentiates aerospace engineering with others? The cutting edge technology and always being in the know-how of the latest technology. That is what is our specializing. Okay.
We have a question.
Average package is less than CS in an. Okay. If you want a package, then go to package. Then you go into business, go into the share market. No? Why do you come to technology? If you are only interested in money, then you are in the wrong place. Technology will never give you money. Technology will only give you pleasure and excitement. Money can be obtained by many other messages. Okay, many other things. The meaning of spin-off is what is the outcome of a technology in other sectors. So aerospace engineers have developed radial tires for aircraft. Now they're coming in the cars. That is called a spin-off. Okay, technology that gets used by other departments. Aerospace in IIST or any IIT, I would prefer, if you get into IIT aerospace, take IIT. If you can't, go to IIST. Sir, but I think these questions are not to do with aerospace engineering. They have to do with institutes. Sir, actually, can SAT help in expert? Yeah. Yeah. Shubham, sorry, go ahead. This can continue.
Actually, we have a JOSA session planned for them tomorrow. So I guess they can ask all these type of questions tomorrow in that session.
Yeah, and they can send an email to me. See, if they're really interested, they should search for my email address from online and they should send me an email and I'll be happy to answer. Okay. Yes. So I normally answer emails from students. It may take some time, but I normally do answer. I don't delete emails, definitely.
So I have a really interesting question from YT Live. Sir, what do you think, in your point of view, what is the future of ISRO? Like, we are doing good on providing cheap and full of quality service. Can we become like NASA in future?
We will beat NASA. ISRO is the way ISRO is growing and the way in which ISRO is developing its technology. Time is not, very soon you will see that we are going to overtake NASA. See, NASA is getting huge budgetary cuts by the government of the US because of the very high cost of technology. On the other hand, ISRO is able to do things at very, very affordable cost. Okay, see, there are successes and failures in all space endeavors. So we should not worry about. Okay, Babita is asking me what is your email. That's very sad, Babita. You can search on Google and get my email, please. This is not a question to be asked in today's time. Okay, it shows how much spoon feeding you need. That won't work for you in IITs. You have to learn on it. So coming back to ISRO, I have tremendous hope that ISRO is going to be really a cutting edge company. And the way they work and the dedication that they have is superb. It's amazing. I work very closely with ISRO, so I know the scientists, how they committed they are. They're almost like saints, so much of commitment there. Mani Krishna says interested in the image of drones. Yes, so please work on drone sector then. Vibhor, I don't have an answer for any CSE because I don't have any expertise in CSE. I can talk about only aerospace engineering or IITs in general.
So someone is asking, is there any exams after BTech that need to be given for pursuing aerospace in higher degree?
No. After BTech, there is no examination. If you want to do MTech, then if you are from IIT, you can go directly for MTech. But if you're not from IIT, if you have some other colleges, you have to appear in the GATE examination. With that examination, you can also get into jobs in HAL, NAL, DRDO, and you can also come for master. Ayush Radhan says, if we have done with the BTech in aerospace, what else should, after you do BTech in aerospace, you will be able to answer better than me because you will then know you are ahead of me. I am an old timer. You will have the latest information with you, especially if you come to any IIT. IIT Aerospace Kharagpur, very good. If you can get into Aerospace IIT Kharagpur, please go there. Please go there.
Sir, someone is asking if I'm intrigued by aerospace engineering, but I'm not totally interested if I want to pursue it or not.
Pursue a minor course. If you are not interested, if you are not sure, explore it. Just like when you go to a ice cream shop, they give you a small teaser to taste, right? So you can do a minor, do 2-3 courses. If you find, okay, you can, okay, Hari Kumar says, which IIT is best for aerospace, Bombay or Kharagpur? Without any doubt, it is Bombay. No doubt about it. Absolutely no. Not because I am from IIT Bombay, but I know. So in my sequence, it would be Bombay, Madras, Kanpur, Kharagpur. That is my sequence for IITs. Bombay, Madras, Kanpur, Kharagpur. Babita says she's not able to come to IIT. What should I do in bright career in the engineering ordinary college? So first of all, pursue your internships properly. Second thing is do NPTEL courses on aerospace engineering. All of us have given courses on NPTEL and, appear for GATE and come into IIT. Is a minor valued as much as major? No, minor is minor. It is a lesser weightage because only 5 courses compared to so many courses. But it means you have an exposure. So it is good to mix your branches. Okay, then there are questions about, okay. Do aerospace engineers know robotics? Yes, Jaimit, I work in the area of aerial robotics as an aerospace engineer. So yes, aerospace engineers definitely know robotics. In fact, the airships that we make and fly with remote control, we have made autonomous airships also, autonomous aircraft, they are all coming under robotics. It's called as aerial robotics. Sherwin wants to know what is meant by minor and major courses. So you will have to check online. There is a facility available in some institutes like IITs. You can do a BTech in one major discipline and you can do a minor in some other discipline. You can do one minor along with a major. Diya Das is asking me about qualities of engineers, students. I cannot comment about a rank in JEE. In JEE, you have to basically just make your fundamentals strong in physics, chemistry, and maths. That's it. That's all it is. Once your fundamentals are good in physics, chemistry, maths, you can get into JEE.
So someone is asking your thoughts and visions on the aerial vehicles we are proceeding forward towards right now in the modern day technology.
The aerial vehicles. What is the specific question? Thoughts on?
Like your thoughts and visions on the aerial vehicles we are heading towards. For example, the manned aerial vehicles we have. We see companies, nowadays making new this
Yeah, yeah,
product.
yeah. Okay. The future of aerial vehicles is going to be autonomous personal aerial vehicles. You will see the crowd full of vehicles which will be flying autonomously with passengers, with cargo, or a mix. Okay. So that is the future. And we are working into various areas like how to design them, how to separate them safely, how to ensure that they don't hit each other, because it will be physically impossible for a human being to control them. Like today, we do air traffic control with humans. That will be impossible. Just today, I was watching a film by some scientists in NASA on what kind of schemes they are doing. And I have a PhD student working on that. That is what I'm saying, Mani Krishna. That is what I'm saying. Flying taxis, flying aerial vehicles. That is what I'm talking about exactly. Aeronautics and aerospace. Aeronautics is only aircraft related. Aerospace is more than aircraft. That was there in my slides. Designing of fighter jets. Okay, now uh, understand that in the near future, people are going to abandon design of fighter aircraft with pilots. There will be no room for pilots in aircraft because it is too dangerous and also it is becoming too difficult to afford. So US Air Force, for example, has decided that they will not be funding any project related to manned fighter aircraft. Okay. So that's why the future is unmanned. And that is where the confluence of computer science, electrical, electronics, and aerospace comes together. And that is why it is good to do a degree in aerospace with minor in all these branches or any one of these branches, system and control. Many people in our department, they do this. They get into aerospace and then they do a minor degree in systems and control or electrical or computer science. That gives them much better job. 4 years aerospace or 5 years aerospace from IIT, which one should I prefer? See, what you are saying, Hari Kumar, is a dual degree. I will always prefer dual degree because I get 1 year to do very serious research or pursue anything in the 5th year. So I would recommend if you are getting into, prefer dual degree compared to BTech because you will be spending the 5th year in a very good environment after doing a 4 year course. And if you don't want, you can even switch later on. It's possible to switch back with some constraints. Is there reverse engineering of missiles or rockets in this course? No, Aditya, we don't do reverse engineering. We do forward engineering. We design new missiles and new rockets. And we study about the existing rocket. Okay. Reverse engineering happens in the industry where somebody wants to make something. We don't teach reverse engineering in IIT.
Sir, in the view of time, we will have to stop this
Yeah, we can
session.
stop. We can stop whenever because there is another person I think going to speak after me. Correct.
Exactly, sir. Yeah.
So thanks a lot for all the students. Locate my email address and please send me an email if you have any specific doubts.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It was a great session. And I'm sure
And
that
I
you.
hope to see many of the people in the audience in my class in IIT Bombay in aerospace. That will be a real delight for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thanks for the great
Bye.
insights.